Hi guys. So recently I uploaded some videos regarding the engagement ring I got for my fiance. Um, this is a completely different video though. My fiance is from Costa Rica, and this is a country I was completely unfamiliar with. I always thought it was an island. I guess I confused it with Puerto Rico. So I thought it was an island. I have been living all my life until my adulthood in Greece. Then I moved to London, and then I moved to the United States in the Washington DC metro area the past 5 years. I have been struggling to understand the mentality that American people have. The manager that hired me in my current position was fired at the beginning of this pandemic. When he was fired, he had 240 hours of unused pay time off. He thought that the way to get stability and maybe climb the corporate ladder would be through many hours of work, weekend work, that he asked me to do myself, but I refused. And in the end, he was the one that got fired and I stayed. Now, he was paid obviously much more than I am, but at the same time, he was a really valuable worker. Where am I going with this? I see that across the board, not only in my company, but with friends and family that I have in the United States. People just seem to live to work, not work to live. And it's funny to me how the first question in every conversation is what's your name, and the second is what do you do. And depending on what do you do, you can actually, there's like a billboard on everyone's forehead that says approve or disapprove depending on what you do. So I'm fortunate enough to have a decent job at a decent company, but at the same time, I am not the kind of person that will get into the rat race that the typical American is after. Working all of your life and buying Teslas and buying beautiful homes and buying new iPhones, it keeps you tight in where you are. So on my travel to Costa Rica, I had the opportunity to spend it away from the mainly touristy areas. I spend most of my time in the Cartago area, which is just north of San Jose, the capital. And it's if you want to see how the average Tico lives, you have to go to the center of the country and avoid the touristy areas that are beautiful, but most of the population of Costa Rica lives in the center, and it's also tourist-free zones. Not that they're prohibited, but you know, tourists wants to go to the beach. And what I found out is that, oh my God, it was so relaxing to be in Cartago. Not only the people are living in a different, they have different mentality. They're laid back. They're also very happy. And the more Spanish I learn, the more I realize how polite they are. The Ticos are much more true in their relationship. If they like you, if they invite you to the house, then you're friend, and they will look for you and they will protect you. North of Cartago, there's some beautiful mountains. There is a volcano called Irazu. I started climbing that road, and at 9,000 feet elevation, there's a beautiful cafe with the most astonishing view. I typically like ocean views, but that was amazing. We're talking 9,000 feet, clouds under, covering the plateau under, amazing sunset, beautiful nature, beautiful nature. And on the way up, it was so amazing to me how it was a weekday and there were so many cars stopped on the side of the road, and people were picnicking, towels on grass and wines and cheese and tamales that they eat for Christmas. And happy, enjoying the sunset. What's more amazing than that? This is the meaning of life. Good company, a beautiful view. It's free. It's free. It's amazing. You don't need to go and spend hundreds of dollars in restaurants to meet your friends. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars in restaurants and bars to have beers with your friends. And we all saw what happened with the pandemic. All these bar friendships, they're gone. Did you call? What was the last time that you called your friend when the bars were not open? Did you look after each other? Did you call each other to see how you're doing? Did you try to meet outside of a bar? On my way to Costa Rica at the Baltimore airport, I met Jess, and Jess is an American soldier. He is in the Air Force, actually, an airman. And we had a long conversation. We were both eating burgers at the same place, and he obviously heard my accent. He asked me where I'm from. I told him Greece. Then he was stationed in Suda Bay in Crete, my island, which was amazing. We started a long conversation, and he was on his way to Afghanistan. And that was his like 15th tour in the 25 years he's been in the army, in the Air Force. And I asked him, how do you feel now that you have to leave your family, go to Afghanistan? I mean, how is things in Afghanistan? And what he told me was very surprising. He said, you live here long enough to know that all we do is work, go home, watch TV, and that's about it. In Afghanistan, in the bases that I'm stationed, once we finish work, we play cards. We play video games together. We have long conversations. We cook. We enjoy each other's company. We know each other so well. He's like, I'm leaving one family behind and I'm going to my other family. That was amazing to me. Hearing that, and Jess, by the way, is from Tennessee. Hearing a Southern guy in the military telling me how, after all these years in the military, he realizes how the American way of life has gotten out of hand and it's a rat race was really astonishing to me. And going back to Costa Rica, things are expensive in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a small nation. The taxes are really high. That's because they have free health insurance, free education. So, I mean, you pay them through taxes, but at the same time, opportunity is available to everyone, which is amazing to me. In my opinion, it's money well spent. So it's not that they don't really have a lot of money to spend, it's that they spend it, but the things are much more expensive. Guys, that Pura Vida vibe, the pure life vibe of Costa Rica is really with me. This was my 5th time visiting the country. I cannot wait to go back. I feel that I will always be going back at some point, at least once a year. It's really a short flight. It was a cheap flight. I paid $320 round trip. $320 round trip to Costa Rica from Washington, D.C. That's amazing. I mean, guys, you can say whatever you want, but even if I was staying in hotels, I know these beautiful places for $50 a night. So the whole week would cost me $1,000. Tickets, hotel, food, everything in $1,000. Doesn't get better than that. And you know, the Ticos are so amazing, so welcoming. I only have the best to say. Food is amazing, tasty. Seafood, if you go in whatever restaurant and you eat seafood, you can really tell the difference between United States and Costa Rica. In the end of the day, life is a journey. It's about the experiences, and it's not what you have. Traveling opens up your mind. It broadens your experiences. So what does that do to you is that you might see an idea, you might meet a person. I was wearing my company's jacket and I met somebody that has been working with my company for many years at the airport. We were in the same plane from Costa Rica to the United States. So immediately we exchanged cards. You're not gonna do that by buying a new iPhone. You're not gonna do that by buying a new Tesla. You're gonna do it by getting out there and meeting people and realizing that you might have things in common with somebody that is valuable to you, or you're valuable to them. Spend more time traveling the world, spend more money traveling the world. Try to do something productive with your time. And traveling, to me, will always be productive. The kind of experiences you're gaining, and it changes your mindset, it changes your view of the world. You become more tolerant, you become more open, more understanding, and you cannot put a price tag on that. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Bye.